The next one up here, this is really personal for me. It's like this inability to be with emotions and emotional intensity, right? What we kind of learn, is happening around us all the time. This learning for boys and men to suppress emotion and push emotion away and down and to ignore. But for the man who's grown up with an absent father, is we haven't got that co-regulation I mentioned before, right? From a man, from a masculine symbol, right? From that kind of archetype of father that teaches us regulation. There's some data and science around this, actually, around how a father teaches the man in the house teaches a masculine figure, teaches a boy how to regulate his emotions, And that's super interesting to me, because I have something I'm really paying attention to with little Bjorn, my little boy. And I didn't really learn to do. So we learn to suppress these emotions. We learn to push them down because we don't know how to regulate them, right? Or we can go the other way, right? And we become really unruly and really, I don't want to use the word boisterous because that makes it sound like only boys are this way, but it's more like we become very emotionally reactive. Volatile might be the phrase as kids, right? And the last thing I'll add, actually, is unconsciously replicating our father. What do I mean by this? We unconsciously, and we can do this at different levels. We can do this at a level of like getting into a relationship and then suddenly leaving, right? Exiting relationships constantly. Yeah. Like abruptly, without trying to repair, without trying to work on the relationship, just leaving because we don't have repair skills. You haven't seen that repair skills. You only know that hard cut and leave. Or it's you in relationship, but you leave parts of yourself kind of exiled away. Like you will hide aspects of who you are. You won't allow those things to come in. You won't allow them to be really seen and felt by your partner. So maybe emotionally you completely, keep that separate from them, right? Maybe even you have, and I've seen this before again as well, is like almost living a double life, having a separate life with maybe another woman, for instance, where it's a completely different type of relationship. It might be really fiery and passionate, whereas your relationship with your partner is very grounded and feels very kind of monotonous, type of thing. I've seen that a number of times. I've also seen with men who, again, have absent fathers, is the choosing of unavailable partners, right? Partners who cannot give them the love they want. It's like they're trying to basically chase their fathers. They're trying to like unconsciously finish the unfinished business, as a Margot would say, with their fathers, by trying to get someone who doesn't love them, who isn't there, emotionally there, to love them. Yeah. And then there's the sabotaging of things that feel too good, because there can be this struggle with receiving love. I've seen in men with absent fathers, a struggle with really receiving love and feeling loved. Even if their partner really loves them, they're almost skeptical that someone could really love them and care for them, and they'd really be there for them. And then if your father was promiscuous, right, and you knew about it, I've seen this really commonly play out for men. Their father was father cheated, and that's why he left, and they've known from a reasonably young age that that's why he left or wasn't around anymore. And they go and do exactly the same thing repeatedly in relationships. I think we might think that, it's like a genetic thing, but it's not. It's more of a learned thing of kind of almost, I feel, there's a desire from the man to know his father in some way and understand something about him, right? And we unconsciously replicate that. Like, because if you go and cheat, you have the experience of being like him, knowing him, getting closer to him, even if you knew nothing of him.